welcome to week 3 with Amy. This is my freebie for this week that you'll get today in your email. This is my Alice. She is part of the package that is $3 for the rest of this month. This is another sheet in the package used for collage purposes, and I put the legs, both flesh colored and the white tights, in the package as well. So when you print out the package that is $3, there is a shading guide that's on her. So all those gray areas are where I want you to concentrate on dropping in just a little bit of extra shadow. Now what I'm showing you here is that I just take my picture. I have it, my at-home journal is probably about 12 by 12 maybe or so on one side. So I just take that, it's scaled perfectly to mine, and then I trace it in. So these are all of what comes in your package. I think there's 7 sheets this week. I love this like trippy mind stuff of the black and white. That's your freebie. That one, watch for that PDF. And like I said, so in my head, let me explain what I was thinking was that I can't go back to yesterday because I was a different person then. So my thought is that this page has Alice and has her, as younger. And then the Alice on the next page is sort of grown up, with the high heels, and she's not in the Mary Janes and the patent leather Mary Jane's anymore. She's grown up. So that's kind of the juxtaposition that I got for this week. Confession, it's good for the soul. I love Alice in Wonderland. There's so many great quotes in there that you could have so much fun illustrating. So I tried to speed up this video as fast as I could because by the time it was all said and done, you'll see as I'm going along that it's actually it's these 2 pages, and then I've got this little one in the middle that was part of the journal that I just incorporated it in. So it actually winds up being 4 pages that I wound up doing for this week. So I tried to speed up the video just as fast as I could, but it is going to take you a minute to get through the whole thing. So I am using here for my for her face, those same Primo watercolor pencils that I used last time. They work well on this canvas. I can lay them in, get the details that I want. It still stays sort of, I like the feel of watercolor. I like the look of watercolor. I like the transparency of it. But that's just me. If whatever you've got, that's mixed media, man. Whatever you've got, you throw it on a canvas or throw it in a journal and you are good to go. So I am just sort of getting in all of the shadows here. I've said it. If I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. If your pieces are looking very ho-hum, my first thing would be to look at your shadows and your highlights. A highlight is the whiter part of it. So what is your shading and your highlighting doing? Do you have the darkest darks that you could have? And do you have spots of highlights where like it's just white is reflecting off? Because if you can get your shadows as really dark, like claim the values of those darkest shadows and then claim the lightness of those lightest highlights, I promise you, your drawings, your paintings, everything comes to life when you really start playing with the lights and darks and not being afraid of them. My high school art teacher taught me, don't be afraid of color, use it. And there was this one lesson that we were doing. I think I was drawing like a bear or something like that with all the fur, all the detail of the fur. And I was a very proper art student. I was saying all the range of my browns that the bear was. The bear was browns and goldens and, all this like in the brown range of the spectrum. So he said, what if you added red in? I was like, oh, I don't see red. He said, yeah, but what if you did? And that was such a simple exercise for him to lead me through, but it changed the way I did everything. I mean, I was in high school, right? So I was like 16 or 17, and he changed the course of how I saw everything. What if? What if? The world is not going to stop if I throw red in my bear. The world is not going to stop. Whatever fun I have in my journals, it's just between me and my journal, and when we're journaling or Bible journaling, it's just a conversation with the Lord. What if? What if I had fun? Ha! What if? What if it was no big deal? What if it didn't matter what it looked like? What if? What if your girl had pink skin and purple hair? What if? It would be fantastic. It would be fun. You'd have fun doing it. The joy of creating is such a is a gift, right? So what if? So I work on her face for just about the better part of a lifetime. So you see, there I am popping in the whites. Just bringing the whites back out again. So I think next week, so I'm going to talk to you while I'm working over there in the background. So next week is going to be our final week with, there she is. Now you can actually see her. Next week is our final week with Amy. Well, not a final week, our final week of the collaboration. And I have moved, I've got three kids moving into various states and colleges in the next week, the 2 weeks it's been. Well, I guess it was 3 weeks of them moving. The whole month of August has been about college. So on Sunday, I'm leaving for to get my daughter up to Rhode Island School of Design. So I think what I'm going to do for next week is I am just going to what if. What if I didn't offer a package? What if I didn't offer anything in the process? What if I just opened up my journal and had fun? What if I did that? And I don't know, it feels like, so sometimes it's a lot. You feel like a lot of responsibility, that you've got to get all this stuff done. I'm going to say that I want to have a what if moment, and I think I want to just do a what if. What if I just had fun in my journal and you guys just joined me on that on that journey? And we just did it together. You just watched what I was doing, and I watched what you're doing, and we just have fun. What if that was what we did? And then I get ready for this. This one I'm really excited about. What if we kept doing this? Wouldn't that be fun? What if I had, like, I don't know, like I used to do way back in the day when I was doing so many things and I just felt like I was burning the candle in every single conceivable end. I would have a mixed media monthly challenge. And what I did during those mixed media monthly challenges was it was took over the course of a month. And like the first week, I did a background. So I put out a background that you had to do, like use these materials, right? So some of the backgrounds were steampunk was one, and oh my gosh, one background was like shoe polish and eyeshadow. So that was interesting. So it's just fun, funky things, and you just got to figure it out. You just got to figure it out. Then, and of course, I could change this, but it was just a fun thing. So then the second week was I picked a literary quote from just whatever, just a literary quote. So then you had to incorporate that onto that background that you just did. So then the third week was a random noun, I think it was. So then, okay, so one time it was cupola. I don't even know if that's how you say it. I had no idea what a cupola was. So I had to incorporate, one, I had to research and find out what a cupola was. So you never stop learning, right? And then two, I had to incorporate this cupola right onto the page again. And it really does stretch you because you have no idea what the next step is and you can't plan. Once it was a dragonfly. That was so much fun. And I just researched what a dragonfly, the symbolism behind a dragonfly, amazing. Just go research the significance of a dragonfly. I was like, what? So, and then I think the fourth week was maybe another noun or a verb or an adjective or something like that. So, what if we continued to do our mixed media fun together? And what if it was just that? It was just these are the prompts, and here, and show me what you got, show me what you did. So I think I'm going to do that starting in September. What if we just had fun together? Isn't that great? So I think at this present point, though, it will just be that. It will just be share what you do with the prompts and not There'll be no stickers or printables or anything like that. It'll honestly just be, let's have some fun together and stretch our horizons in what we're doing. So, so believe it or not, I am actually still working on her face. And this is sped up like to 8 times speed. So, it takes a while, it really does take a while to sort of settle into an illustration and bring it to life and just take your time with it. So I know it looks like it all happened so fast, but really, really it doesn't. They just take forever. So let me tell you what the big plan here is here on everything. So I'm going to start. Well, first I've got to get that bow in. And I wanted to stay in the blues because, like, her dress is blue, like Alice in Wonderland. Like you think blonde hair, blue eyes, right? That's what, and white tights. Those were the places where I was just sort of fixated was the white, the blue, and her white tights. So I'm just knocking in the blue here. But then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to build up the background with the idea that I'm going to take those collage elements that are in the kit for this week and place them onto this spread. As soon as I saw this quote, I saw in my head Alice in Wonderland, like that, the what is not the proverbial, the epitome of Alice in Wonderland, the dress on, standing there with the little feet pointing outwards. So I knew I wanted to do her, and then I got the heels right away, that I wanted to have, that there's this progression in life. There should always be a place that we're walking onto, and we can always look back and thank goodness that we're not who we were yesterday, that we are different and we are changed, and that every single day brings a new opportunity to just do something different. So that she's looking ahead to the changes and to the future and to just embrace that excitement of what tomorrow can bring, and that we bring yesterday with us, but we can never go back. So and then this is the coolest thing. So you see that little piece of, well, you'll see it in a second, that little piece of paper there, that's going to become the door, so that on this page facing her, the door is far away, like you see the whole door. But then when you turn it, it's just a close up of the handle, so that it looks like, we changed times and we changed dimensions and we changed over, and then her feet are just really big, so that everything kind of switched over when we changed the door. So that is the big vision that I am trying so desperately to bring out here. It's just taken me times 8 speed. Can you imagine how really long this took me? I hated the collar. It just looked like ridiculous to me. So I'm just going to get rid of it and just leave it as sort of like a blue shoulders for her. That just didn't scream look at me so much as those two bumps did. Those two bumps just screamed look at me, look at me. So I dig that better. I think that is more pleasing to my eye. I promise you I am almost done with Alice. I truly am. So I am not going to talk for the whole thing, so don't you worry about that. But so here is the door. And my idea is that you see that whole door. So I'm going to work on the door. Then I'm going to, I think I work on the back of the door and I put in the whole background. So I'm just going to duck out and you can watch the honeycomb. The way I did the honeycomb was I just drew in with a white pen. I just drew in a fine line of honeycomb over the whole background as just sort of, it just added texture. I loved it. I loved it, loved it, loved it. So let me skedoodle on out of here and let you guys just kind of watch and see. And I will see you next week with just fun. What if we just had fun? All right, guys. Bye.